Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly InSalt. My name is Wade. You should know me by now, but if you don't, that's my name. Laura is not here today. We actually wasn't sure if we were even going to do a show today, but we pulled it together. Ches is here. You heard his laugh, and we'll just go back to the old title of Dictator of Sound. Kurt,
that'll work. In
the building. The Sultan of Sound.
Sure.
The MVP of Sound.
All right.
Just keep building his ego up the whole show. Yeah. I guess we've got kind of a lot to talk about, but Marty's here. Sorry, Marty.
I was going to interrupt. Are you not going to let him know Marty's with us?
Marty's back. He's been on a couple episodes, but we always love his stories. Yeah. Did you eat the hot sauce with us last time you were here? Yeah. We have since done that again, and it wasn't fun then either.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be fun.
No, it wasn't. It was kind of a pain.
It was a different hot sauce than last time, though.
Hotter or?
It was. I think it was about the same, maybe a little less hot, but it was still. What was it? Carolina Reaper or was it Pepper X?
Carolina Reaper.
No, it was Carolina Reaper.
Good. It wasn't too bad.
I enjoyed it.
It was a blueberry hot sauce, which is different for something that hot, and it actually had a little flavor to it, which was nice. But if you guys follow the podcast, you probably noticed that our website was down for like a month almost. We've got that all fixed. So if you listen from there, then it should be working now.
So is it fixed for good now, or is it going to have to
be fixed? I think it's fixed for good. I mean, if you want to get the technical details, let's just see how quickly we can lose people with this. Okay?
All right, go ahead.
The website is over HTTPS, which is secure, and so it takes an SSL certificate in order to provide that and verify that whoever owns the domain is the real owner, right? Kind of like that little lock icon in your browser. That's why the website was down. And what happened is in the back end you have name servers that tell the when you go to that domain, it tells it where to go to serve the web page. In this case, we had Libsyn, who hosts the website, and we have email through Zoho. Mm-hmm. But they had name servers, and Libsyn has name servers, so we just added them both to the domain. But then Libsyn would keep expiring our certificate because they wanted only their name servers there. And so we had to come up with a different way of adding what are called MX records.
Well, we've always had the MX records, but it's because the email was pointing to the domain at where we have the domain registered at.
Yeah.
I had to use their name servers. So pulling out the name servers for that broke email.
Yes. Yeah. It broke the email. And so we can't add them back because that breaks the podcast website. So I was fighting with them for 3 weeks, I think. Like, well, we don't want to remove that because it's our email. Our email will break.
Well, and you know me, I gave up on it. I told them, fuck those guys. Let's go find someone else.
That's what you did say. And then we looked at that too. And then you realized that then we would be spending a monthly fee on some other mail service, or we'd have to pay extra. And we got it worked out. But that's the stuff on the back end that I don't think a lot of people understand about doing a podcast. Like, it does seem like we come in this studio and we just talk for an hour, but oh my gosh, Ches, the shit in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Like, lately it's been hard. I mean, we've been doing it for what, 7 years? 6 years? 7? I don't know. You work out that math. But, yeah, and for almost every single week, and it's taken its toll, man. I think on everybody. It's hard to stay motivated every week, and then you have website problems, and then it's like you get busy with work. Like, you're on call today. Yeah. You're still here, but that means you could have to go at any moment. Sometimes it's easier just to not do the show, which is just a fact of life. That's why we didn't do one last week. And I don't want it to turn into a show about where we just look at KSL and then tell you guys what stories we saw on KSL, you know? That's no fun. So if we take a week off here and there, then it's because we're building content up. And then we have a show like this one today where I think you and I were going to do it either way.
Exactly.
One thing that I saw that was really cool. Have you lived, Marty, in Salt Lake area pretty much your whole life?
Pretty much, yeah.
One thing that I was reading about is that they're doing a lot of redevelopments downtown, and they're finding it really interesting because they're uncovering a lot of the old infrastructure that was down there.
Oh, really?
And like they uncovered some trolley tracks from when Utah downtown had trolleys. I didn't know that we had those for a while.
Well, yeah, Trolley Square gets.
I guess you're right, but I didn't really think about it. I'm like, where did they go? What did they look like? I've seen old pictures of them, obviously, but
any Mark Hoffman documents or anything?
No, I haven't found it. I don't think I've seen any of those, but
okay.
I think there's some nerd in the city who's like, "Oh, I love all this redevelopment because I get to find all these treasures."
Yeah, it's crazy how many apartment buildings that are going up down
really
South Salt Lake and everywhere, really. But
yeah. Do you feel like it's grown a lot more recently than it has in the years?
It seems like the last couple, 3 years, maybe people are trying to get in while they can make some big bucks.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, at least they're not all apartments. I mean, a lot of them are, mixed use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll have like retail on the bottom level and then the apartment stuff above.
I hear those never work.
Yeah, isn't that like there was a big push for like, you don't have to leave your apartment building to get everything you need. There's a grocery store and a coffee shop. But I don't know if I would like living in a place like that.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Maybe they work. I don't know.
Well, you got that little market down on the corner or whatever, and you just go in there, you can just pay higher prices versus going to the grocery store.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, it's like, Marty and I on Friday went to Level Cross Brewing to their newer location, which is in one of those. So it's like on the bottom level of downtown, of an apartment building complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Urban Mix or something, I think.
Quick.
Yeah, and it was really good. Good beers, really good pizza, great service.
Yeah.
So
I think it's hilarious that you still have to have that disclaimer on your website. That's like, are you 21? Yes. Because if you're a kid under 21, you're probably the most likely to lie about that.
And they're
going to catch me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They had the sign up down there, and you're like, in the window, like, this is a bar. This is not a restaurant.
Yep.
You got to be 21.
Oh yeah,
valid
it's in the
ID.
picture here on there. Oh, this is a new building, huh? Or fairly new.
Yeah, they've been there almost a year now.
Okay. Looks like a nice place. What's their address? It doesn't. Let me look really quick.
It's 3rd West and 5th South.
2496 Southwest Temple. Or no, that's a different one, huh?
No, that's the old location.
550 South, 300 West.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that first one's their original location.
Oh, maybe it's still open.
Yeah, both locations are up and running.
Okay.
So,
I think
nice. The West Temple one is like where the actual brewery is.
Okay. What beers did you guys try?
I had a coffee stout that was really good.
Ooh, I kind of like coffee and beer.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, we had 2 different coffee stouts, kind of. Or actually, I guess one was more maybe a coffee ale.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as good. It was good, but...
Jazz Loon Lager, In the Pines Hazy Pale Ale, Backcountry Blonde Ale.
Yeah, I had the Hazy Pale Ale. That was pretty good.
Cinday
I did
Pale
too.
Ale, Look Up Amber Ale.
The Cinday was good. I had the Cinday and the...
What was it?
Down the road?
Down the road. That was pretty good as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, good beers. The pizzas we had were really good. We had 3 different pizzas.
Oh, nice.
And they were all really good.
Yeah. They just do they're just the 10-inch, so...
Yeah.
There were 4 of us and had 3 pizzas, and...
We were talking about this a little bit before the show, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I might unintentionally do that anyway, or maybe it's intentional. I don't know. I don't have anything against Two Row, but we went there and had a bad experience. I guess it wasn't bad. The beer was good, but it wasn't. It was like a trivia night or something, and we ordered sandwiches. It took like an hour to get to us. I just remember being like,
"Oh, was it that place over there
in Midvale?"
Oh yeah.
And maybe they had just hadn't been there long enough to have it all well-oiled machine yet. But it is nice when you get a place with good food and good service.
I'll pull Two Row out from under your bus because my daughter and I went there a couple of months ago, and we had a great experience.
All right.
Great beers, good appetizers.
And maybe it was just because it was trivia night and it was pretty full then.
Yeah, maybe we need to give them a second chance.
We will.
Yeah.
I didn't write them off because they're in Midvale. You got to appreciate them.
I'll give somebody a second. I'll give a restaurant twice.
I will too.
I'm like, if I get 2 bad experiences in a row.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, like, no, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of interesting, too, that for a while now, Salt Lake City and the Salt Lake area has become like this growing craft beer area and cocktails, and even distilleries and restaurants are popping up that we used to never have. That's exciting because I like the variety of that.
And the coffee shops as well. Coffee shops have really seemed like they've taken off.
Yeah, I think we're finally getting out of the era of just Starbucks all the time.
Yeah.
I think people are getting sick of paying the prices at Starbucks too, because I think they were getting a little ridiculous. Everything's getting ridiculous, but
Yeah, there's more than 30 breweries in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
That's including Ogden and Park City, the surrounding areas. So,
yeah, if you haven't gone and checked some of them out, do it. It's way fun to go to the brewery. Like, I've always enjoyed that when we go to Keto's, or like when Hoppers was around. Their food wasn't the best, but it was still fun to go.
Is Hoppers gone?
I think it is.
I think they're supposed to be coming back.
Maybe. I know it was on where that.
It's where the Raising Cane is now.
The Post Malone Raising Canes. Which I still drive past that thing and I'm like, why? A pink building.
So stupid.
I feel like I'm in Seattle or something when I drive past that building.
It's eye-catching.
Yeah, it really is. Another thing that I wanted to mention is this is officially the Bees' final season in their stadium. Before they start building that new one out in Daybreak or Harriman.
Yeah. What do you feel about that?
I think it's dumb to take them out of that spot because I think it's just so cool right down there on 13th South.
You can ride tracks right to like 2 blocks from the stadium.
Yeah, and it's like nostalgic, you go to a Bees game, you go there. I remember seeing the backdrop with the mountains and everything, and I really liked it, but it is dated. Yeah, I think. But I mean, I think that we should try to go to a Bees game, go sit in the stadium one last time this year, and say bye. I guess not forever, but.
Yeah, probably have a giant fireworks show there.
They had one last night.
Did they?
Final games.
I think they have fireworks show days, right on their calendar.
Yeah, I think they're like every Friday. If they have a home game on Friday, they do fireworks. Because I can hear them from my house.
Yeah.
And I live in Sugar House. So, I don't feel like I live next to the park.
Yeah.
Let's see what the schedule is really quick.
I want to know what's going to happen to the stadium downtown.
They don't know. I was reading an article. They're not sure what's going to happen to it yet, but I have a feeling it's just like everything else. That real estate is too valuable to be a baseball stadium, so they're probably going to tear it down and put up apartments.
That's likely what's going to happen.
I think that would be my guess. Which is sad, because I think that area needs something like a stadium. Oh, their schedule is not working.
I'm seeing here, it looks like Hoppers is supposed to reopen in Daybreak.
They're following the Bees.
Yeah. That place has grown quite a bit too. I lived out there in college like 10 years ago, and I lived right on the very edge, and the rest was fields all the way out to the mountains, and now that's all developed out there. Yeah. Okay, here's the schedule. So I guess the first game was postponed on Friday due to inclement weather. Yeah. And then Saturday they had one opening weekend. So yeah, you can go to their website and look at their schedule. It'll tell you what days they're doing fireworks. But I think that it would be cool to go in there and go to the gift shop and get like a picture of the stadium. You know what I mean? Because it's going to no longer exist.
Oh, yeah.
So you're basically buying a piece of history at that point, which would be cool. Or just get like all the old stadium swag.
Exactly.
You never know. People are crazy collectors for baseball stuff. And
I went and bought a couple of Squatters glasses because their whole product line is changing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Squatters have been sold this.
To Monster.
Monster, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. How do you get that deal?
I don't know. It happened, it may have been almost 2 years ago now.
Sweet. Are they going to start making energy beer? Start making Four Loko?
They did keep the restaurant part, though. Is that right? At the brewery uptown.
Oh, I could see that.
Third South, I think.
Third. Yeah, I think it's
that
third.
Wasn't part of the deal. Was taking over the restaurant part.
That was probably smart. They always had good food. I thought Squatters did.
Yeah. Oh, really good. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good location.
Yeah. So it was January 22. They bought Squatters and Wasatch.
Oh, they bought Wasatch too.
Well, they were basically
they're
together anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, they were a co-op anyways. So.
Still, I still want to know like how an energy drink company is like, we're gonna buy your brewery from Salt Lake. It's weird. But they are a $330. Oh, the deal. Beverage announced a $330 million deal to. They're apparently buying a lot of these craft brewery collections. Kenarchie Craft Brewery Collective, which included the Utah beer brands Squatters and Wasatch Brewing. The deal was expected to close before April. They later bought back the brew pub after the deal fell through. Huh. So maybe.
So they've got the brew pub, but not. So they keep the brew pub, and then they have all the beers. So
yeah. Well, you got to keep the brew pub. I mean, that's like a staple in downtown.
Oh,
everybody knows where Squatters is,
Yeah, they've changed for me, their best beer, the full suspension.
Uh-huh.
They've changed that one to, what is the name of it? Is it?
Well, they've still got it, but you can only get it canned now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you get it on tap, it's called something else, but the bartenders say, it's basically the same, but it's really not.
Yeah. Huh. That sucks when good things change.
Yeah.
Things you're used to. I like full suspension, too.
Is it called Dog Lake or something like that?
I don't know.
But anyway.
I hear him furiously typing away.
Yeah. But full suspension on tap,
It was good. Yeah.
Utah history.
I know.
101.
Yeah, it really is. I think if you live in the Salt Lake Valley, you've had a full suspension.
Yeah.
For sure. One other thing that was coming on my radar this week because it's warming up outside is pools. How do you guys feel about pools?
Like public pools?
Like a pool in somebody's backyard. Like if you're looking at a house and has a pool, are you like, oh, sweet?
Is it like above ground or in ground?
We'll say above ground.
I probably wouldn't get it.
No?
Yeah.
I had one for about 10 years that was in ground, and I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah.
Was it expensive?
It really wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Once you learn how to maintenance them yourself,
it's not bad.
Pretty nice, yeah.
I guess here, if you have a heater, it could probably get pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that you can do like solar covers on them that will heat the water using the sun or something, I think, but...
Ours did have a cover on it, but it wasn't solar. It was just a power cover, and it did hold some of the warmth in, but mostly to keep the dirt and leaves crap out of it.
Yeah. There's a guy that at the bar we go to who was like, yeah, I've got my above ground pool ready. We're going to have a barbecue. And I was wondering, do you think that having an above ground pool like increases your property value?
Like, remember when we went out to Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy that had that above ground pool that he built.
He built a deck around it.
Yeah, and he's like, get in. I'm like, no.
That trip was just interesting all around because you never met that guy before.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. But I don't think do pools. I guess pools have to increase your property value, like an in-ground pool for sure, because they're expensive to install.
Yeah, at some point, but for some people it's a negative because it's a liability as well.
True,
or can be.
True.
So
if it leaks or there's just cost of repairs, I'm sure isn't cheap on a pool. But you enjoyed it when you had it?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I'd get up in the morning and take a nice bike ride up Big Cottonwood Canyon and fly home and clean the pool and jump in and. Yeah, it was nice.
I guess really it does kind of suck in Utah that you can't use it for like half of the year, but
yeah, we got a good 3.5 to 4 months out of it. Just depends on either end of summer, how far you can stretch it out. But
maybe it's more of a fun item to have in Salt Lake because you can't use it. So then when you finally can, you want to get the most out of it.
Yeah, that's true. We used ours a lot. So,
but with the warm weather, it's becoming camping season.
It is. I can't wait.
Yeah, you got your trailer all ready to go?
I got my 90%. Actually, I'd say like 95%.
What's the other 5%?
I mean, I need to get my propane tanks filled.
Okay.
Just give it a little dusting. I mean,
stock it with cold beer.
Exactly.
That kind of stuff.
So I mean, it could be ready to go in an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Yeah.
I mean, like out the door, like hooked up, ready to go camping, hour and a half.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Do you have any plans for camping this year, Marty?
Yeah, we have a camping trip.
End of June.
The end of June.
Chaz and I and my son Adam, a couple other friends, Adam's wife.
Yeah.
Down by South Lake Tahoe.
Mm-hmm. That's going over the 4th, huh? That's the one that you invited me to, but I can't make the whole thing. Now I'm thinking of ways in my mind that maybe I can move schedules around, but I don't know if it'll work. Kurt, you're ready to go?
I am ready.
Yeah. Any unexpected problems with your trailer?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I actually had to go down to the DMV this year to register my trailer since I didn't register it last year.
Yeah.
So I went to the DMV maybe a month and a half ago. I went to the one out Point of the Mountain. Got there, I'm waiting in line, and some guy comes out. I was like, I can't believe this is going to be 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours? Fuck this. I'm not staying. So
that one at the Point of the Mountain, I think word got out that it was like the good DMV to go to.
Yeah.
It got popular.
Well, they've closed the one that used to go to register that was off of like 3rd West and 27th South.
I just do it online.
Well, I'd been too long. I couldn't do it. I had to go in person to do it. So So I had to go out to Taylorsville to do it. So I go out to Taylorsville, and meanwhile in this, I had made an appointment for the DMV.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I just looked and said, okay, it's in Taylorsville. Like, okay, I know right where it is. I'll just drive straight there.
Yeah. So
I get out there, and they're using that parking lot for the new temple. They're doing the tours of the new temple that's right there.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, this place is like boarded up, closed.
Oh.
So I'm like, I pull over into some parking lot. I'm like, shit, where is this new DMV? I'm like, oh, okay, it's just around the corner here.
Yeah.
So I go down. I'm like getting close to my appointment time. So I get there into the parking lot. I park. So like, and they send a text like, hey, let us know when you're here. So I'm walking the door. I'm like, okay, I'm here. So like, I walk in the next set of doors. Like, oh, you're now being serviced at window 8.
Mm-hmm. So like right as you walk in, you got the ticket and it suddenly popped up.
So I was in and out of the DMV in 5 minutes.
That never happens, man.
Yeah.
That's happened to me at the point of the mountain. One time I went in there to register a car or something, and I got the number, and then it called it right away. I'm like, oh, sweet. That's nice. But usually, like, everybody's experience with the DMV is sitting there for like an hour.
Even with an appointment, I've sat there for like 45 minutes.
How long did you wait to... You waited too long.
Yes.
It was like between when your trailer expired and when you went down?
I think you have a year.
If you have 9 months.
Okay.
So if you don't register within 9 months, you have to go in person to re-register.
Oh, okay. Because my trailer registration expires in October, but I won't renew it until April.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as long as you do it within 9 months of it being renewed or being expired, then you're good. So.
Okay.
Did you not use your trailer at all last year? Oh, really?
I was going to, but then we ended up just going in Kurt's.
Yeah, that's right. That was the Eclipse.
For the Eclipse, yeah. So, but yeah, since it had been more than 9 months, I had to go in person, and
now you're ready to get back into the mischief again.
They've now actually got it set up where you can automatically renew.
Oh, cool.
So next year I'll set it up for that, just automatic renewal on it.
Yeah,
like right when it expires? Or
okay. Mine looks, it's this time of year that mine's got to be renewed. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna set mine up so it'll renew in May. And
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to take it in anywhere to get anything checked.
Exactly.
There's no emissions or anything else.
Yeah,
So
trailers,
inspections on it or anything. You just that's why I just do it online.
Exactly.
Get it online and they mail you the sticker and okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, where I need to register for that year and that time.
How much is your registration?
$70.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like $150
for yours.
Yeah.
Is it just different type of trailer? You think?
Probably. His is a pop up. His is smaller.
True. Well, they just assume that you're dumping black water everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Driving down I-15 with the black water tank open.
Yeah, I have that on a remote now, so I just push a button and it just dumps the valve
like
on the freeway.
Like Dave Matthews Band's Busted, going over the bridge.
Your ass. You just dump the black water. The old oil slick trick.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, yours is really that much.
No, it's not. It's like 120, but it's still more than yours.
How many feet is your trailer?
21.
I mean, that's how long I am when I'm fully extended, so.
Oh, yeah. So yours is smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I pull my...
yours is probably smaller and yours weighs less.
Oh, yeah.
So that's probably why mine's more.
Can you put four-wheelers on top of your trailer?
No.
It's not like the jumping jack ones or whatever.
No.
But it's nice. It's got the big tires, so you can.
Yeah, so it's set up.
You've got clearance.
Yeah.
I like.
So it's got the extreme sports package.
Okay.
So basically, I can take it pretty much anywhere I want to take my Jeep.
I'd put that to the test.
Yeah, I'd say let's try that.
Let's try that.
We're out.
So I said pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if like any road I want to go down to, find a camp spot, my trailer
pretty
good.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't take it on a trail in Moab or something. But
well, sure. I don't know if you'd want to do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
But Kurt, your trailer doesn't have as much clearance as Chez's, but you haven't really had much issue getting it in anything.
Not yet.
We just always keep an eye on it too. Like make sure that we don't hit the shit pipe.
Yep.
Shit pipe duty. It's my favorite job. Where are you do you guys have a campsite planned, or are you just going to go find a spot?
Just dispersed camping.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to find a spot. They're going a couple days before I am, so they'll have it all picked out. And
cool.
Chet's just going to show up.
Yeah, I'll get up.
I'll be ready. Have a cold beer for him.
Typical man.
You know, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, the beer's will already be cold there. I'll show up.
What happened to roughing it?
I know, right?
Well, I plan to get there early, so maybe the coffee will still be on. I can have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Do you just tent camp, Marty, or do you have a trailer too?
Tent. Like my son Adam and his wife, they have a trailer just like
it's the exact same model as mine, just a few years older.
Yeah, you and Adam have always been in competition.
Yeah.
I'll end up in one or the other.
Yeah,
So.
okay.
Yeah, he copied me almost buying an identical Jeep, and then I copied him and buying an almost identical trailer.
And then you guys bought those motorcycles too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Are you going to take that down with you?
Forgot you
I
had
don't think
those.
so.
Have you used it? That's that one trip?
I haven't.
Oh, man. I think they would be fun.
One of those little 50cc.
It's a little Honda, like
Okay.
Like the old Coleman bikes that they have for camping.
Exactly. That's
The one
Coleman.
you see at Sportsman's Warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Little Coleman 5 horsepower motor on it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they are
Rip
fun.
it.
What's that? Yeah.
Started.
Started like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Did you see the episode on YouTube where those guys took, like, one of them had an old school Honda 110, I think, and then one of the guys had a brand new, whatever the equivalent is, the 125.
They just compared it.
And the guy restored the original one, which was like a 1980 or something. Anyway, they drove them all the way from Washington, I think, all the way up to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
He said it was pretty rough. They just, they did it for shits and giggles, but
yeah, I don't know if I could handle that.
That little bike going that far, that's
a long ass trip.
There was a guy I thought you were going to talk about this guy on YouTube who's from Salt Lake. I thought about sending him an email to see if we can get him on the show, but he's like an Australian guy that moved up here. He does YouTube full time, but he got this like little go-kart Jeep that looks like an old World War II Jeep or something. Okay. And he wanted to drive it from the top of Utah to, I think it was like St. George or Cedar City or something. And it basically looks like a Power Wheels Jeep. And he drove that thing the whole way. And it did. He had to stop in like a few places to like get a new engine. He had to stop to get different tires.
But it's licensed. I mean, he could take it on the highway.
Yeah, he could.
He wouldn't have to use like Highway 89 or some back road or.
Yeah, it was all back road stuff. I can't find his name. I'm looking through it, but I'd subscribed to so many people. I don't know if I'll come across it quick. Shout him out. I want to shout him out. What else is on your list, Ches? The Wells Ward building caught on fire, that historic building in Salt Lake. I forget the address that it's at, but it's a brick church building. I guess 2 people were rescued from there. It caught on fire last night.
Oh, too bad.
But there's people like instantly going to conspiracy mode. Online. I was reading it on Reddit, and people are like, yeah, I sure hope that this isn't a cover-up because I heard that the church was trying to sell it and they couldn't and blah, blah, blah. So now, like, the rumor mill starts going right away.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I found this here for this guy with the mini Jeep.
Yeah, what's his name?
The
mini Jeep, yeah.
C90 Adventures is the YouTube page.
That's it. He took it to Moab. That's what he did.
Yeah, so he drove it to Moab.
Wow.
And he actually ended up, like, making a boat out of it. He like strapped it to 2 like, it looks like a pontoon boat kind of, but he drove it across the lake. But it's an interesting watch, and it's in Utah, so when you're watching him drive around and going on these different trails, you're like, I know where that is.
Like, on that.
But this little mini Jeep, I guess, is a crazy thing. I think he's doing another one soon. I watched one of his update videos, and he was saying that he's gonna go up there. Look him up on YouTube real quick, Kurt.
So I got his page.
Yeah, I was gonna see if you want to throw up like a video, real quick.
Of who?
Look up
C90.
C90 Adventures.
C90.
Yep.
Adventures.
That's him at the top.
I can't see that far.
Just down arrow once and enter. Yep. And then.
Yeah, there you go.
There he is. Scroll down a little bit. There should be one where he like just did an update on it. Maybe my feed's different.
That little Honda 90. That's what those guys. One guy rode the old Honda 90 like that one.
Oh, Alaska to Argentina.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
On a Honda 90.
That'd be a long trip.
That would be a long.
Well, I read
trip.
He didn't do it on a Trail 90, but Neil
There was
Peart.
something that said like Hell's Revenge or something. It's him in Moab. Keep going down a little bit. I bet my feed's just different.
I say, because I'm looking at his too, and the most current one I have is like 8 months ago.
Yeah, this one was 6 months ago.
I think this is the guy right here. This is the
Revzilla.
Revzilla.
Yeah.
Those are the two guys I was telling you went to up to Prudhoe Bay.
I wish we had like a messenger app so I could send you this link. I could email it to you, I guess. What email do you want me to send this to?
Yeah, let me just announce that.
Come on.
Contact at
Which one is it?
InSalt.com.
Do you want me to send it to your Gmail?
No. Well,
You want it at your
I have like 50 Gmail.
at your domain?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to just see a little video of this guy driving his Jeep in Moab. I think it would be funny. But that would be a long ride on those motorcycles because they definitely back then weren't made for comfort. You know?
No. But yeah, I read Neil Peart's book after his wife and daughter had died, and so he took off on his. It was like a cruising BMW bike, but he rode it all over Canada, rode it up into Alaska, then he rode all the way down to Belize.
Oh wow!
On his bike. So
there's another person that I watch on YouTube. Her name is Itchy Boots, but she has a dual-purpose motorcycle that's like a brand new Honda. But she goes into like crazy countries, like through Africa, where like she's been harassed a few times. It's like I don't know. That seems kind of dangerous, just on your dual-purpose motorcycle in the middle of the Sahara Desert at these weird communities. Like.
Everybody else is riding a camel, and you're showing up on your dual sport bike.
And she's got it all decked out with the latest GPS and all this technology, and plus she's filming it all. So there's got to be like tens of thousands of dollars in equipment.
Okay, because that's why I couldn't find it on his, because it's not on his.
Oh, that's probably this might be somebody different.
This is Misadventure.
Lab,
okay.
Yeah.
What did I do here? Oh yeah, is this it?
I just wanted to see this. Look at this little mini Jeep. You got sound?
Yeah.
They've got a mini Jeep and they're in Moab with it. Oh jeez. Flipped it over.
We've been teasing a trip to Moab in the mini Jeeps, and today
No way.
we are going. We know from being on Hell's Revenge before, there's several very steep climbs. They could pose a
Hell's Revenge is a
problem for
nasty
our
trail.
little
That's
Jeeps
what I've heard.
with
I've done
short
it in my old Jeep,
wheelbases
yeah.
and top-heavy people. On the Onyx app, it rates it a 6 out of 10 technical rating, which we know we can mostly do from Rattlesnake. So a 6
Dude,
rating
that'd be
is a
fun.
difficult
In a
rating.
mini
This
Jeep?
one's
Yeah.
there's
Oh, dude, I don't
several
know.
ledges that can't be bypassed.
You want to buy one?
So we'll
Yeah.
see how that
Should
goes.
we go in on a mini Jeep?
Load it up. Get out to Moab, meet our friend Rory. We made it to Moab. You look behind
They're
us,
probably like
that's the
$4,000
entrance to
though.
Hell
Yeah, I wonder.
but
I'll look
we
it up.
wouldn't do it alone. If you don't know,
Oh,
that
this
guy
guy's-
is Rory with
yeah.
Trail Mater
Yeah.
and the Mike and Sean show.
Yeah,
Rory is the
3,000.
guy if you want
Forget it.
anything done or anything unstuck. All right, anything
Yeah, that
recovered. So
that
we're-
record that this Rory guy drives, that is pretty badass.
That is cool. That record.
Jeeps, our normal Jeeps can totally make it.
Remember when we were gonna see if we could get Matt
Yeah.
from Matt's Off-Road Recovery on?
Yeah, these guys are all friends, so.
Yeah, I'm sure they all know each other.
Yeah, this guy actually, the guy whose channel this is, actually, that's kind of like he got his start, was with Matt.
Through Matt, yeah. So they've got a bunch of them. They've got 3 of them. They kind of do look like they would be fun, though. He's up on a curb. He pulled up one wheel on the curb. 3-wheel riding.
Okay,
I mean that's cool, dude. I would, if it wasn't $3,000 on a toy that's kind of useless, maybe. Like you could probably buy a used 4-wheeler for $3,000 somewhere. That'd be a little more reasonable.
Exactly.
Have you ever had 4-wheelers or anything?
Yeah, a couple of them. But
You
both
still
the ones
have
I
them?
had were Hondas.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna spend
I
$4,000.
don't-
I'm gonna buy a 4-wheeler.
Yeah, I don't have them anymore, but had that and a little trailer to haul them on, and
Do you think they're
they
worth
are
it?
fun. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I've heard like mixed opinions about it. Like, oh, don't get a 4-wheeler because it's just a maintenance nightmare all the time, and like, doesn't seem like it'd be any worse than a car.
Yeah, we didn't really have any problems that I can remember with ours.
Because you had a Honda.
Just change the oil.
Probably. Yeah.
Just change the oil and don't leave the gas in it forever.
Yeah.
Winterize
it like you're supposed to.
I think a lot of people skip that. They get a 4-wheeler and they get lazy, and then they're like, "Oh, I'll just let it sit there for a couple years when I use it again," and then you got to rebuild everything.
I'll get it next spring. I'll worry about
it. That's motorcycle.
You just run your tank dry and.
Yeah, true. Just leave it idling or something.
Yeah.
Siphon all the gas out though, as much as you can. Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
All right, we'll be right back after this short moment of pause. And we're back. Episode 317, the weekly InSalt with Marty. Thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
Super
as always.
Short notice.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Sometimes those are the best.
Yeah, I mean, what else are we going to do on a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I am planning on going hiking after this, which I think I mentioned on the show last year or at some point that I wanted to summit Lone Peak. Just as I've seen those mountains over there my whole life, and I've never hiked to the top of one of them. And I'm like, why haven't I done that? I think sometimes when you live in Utah, you kind of take that stuff for granted sometimes.
Yeah. It's too close to make it seem important.
Yeah. And it's been nice. I went on a hike up Clark's Trail that goes past that house that slid down the mountain. That was cool. And then I did 5 miles on the Jacob's Ladder Trail. That is essentially the beginning of Lone Peak. But if anybody's hiked Jacob's Ladder, you know that that's basically the reason it's called Jacob's Ladder is because it's switchbacks to the top of Ensign Peak. And so and then you follow the ridge across to Lone Peak. But I definitely am not in any physical condition to be doing Jacob's Ladder at the moment, but that's why I got to build up to it.
You find out in a hurry, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The first hike that I did a week ago for this year, I've done plenty of hikes in the past, but this year I definitely felt it the day after. And it was 3 miles, I think, on Clark's Trail for up and back. And the next couple days I hurt, but Wednesday I was like, I'm just going to go anyway, even if I hurt. And I felt extremely good. I walked for longer than I meant to. I felt so good. I'm like, oh shit, I better turn back. It's going to get dark. But it's nice. I mean, to go hiking. We went on a few hikes back in the day, but we did the short, really grueling ones. What did we do? Mary's Lake or the lake above Brighton?
Yeah.
Mary's and Blanche and
that one was
Martha.
Just instantly hit you with the steepest incline.
Yeah.
You'd take 3 steps and have to stop. Oh man. And I was smoking still back then. That was miserable.
Have you hiked up Mount Olympus?
I haven't.
Yeah, that's the first time I went there. Right out of the parking lot, it seemed like it was almost straight uphill.
Oh, jeez.
Just for the first little bit, not too far, but it's damn, that was a good warm up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You just busted.
So I got to tell you got to watch out though on these hikes. I don't know if you saw this guy who was in Corner Canyon, got in a standoff with a bunch of badgers on the trail.
Yeah, I've only seen a badger once. In fact, I was with Kurt up at Strawberry when we saw the badger.
Yeah, he said he was just on the trail, and all of a sudden he sees some stuff in the trail. It was a mom and her 3 babies.
Oh, geez.
Badgers.
Badgers are angry.
And he said they were coming after him.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So,
jeez.
There have been reports of up in the area where I'm hiking. There's a lot of downhill bike trails now too, and it kind of is a pain because most of the hiking trails up there are multi-use. Yeah. So you'll be walking and you hear the bikers behind you. You just step out of the way, but they're usually courteous about it. They know
usually
that
most of them are nice enough or smart enough to say on your left or whatever they're doing. And
yep, it doesn't really cut into hiking time at all. Plus, I stop so much that I probably need the break at that point anyway.
Yeah, you're like, what? Another break?
Yeah, but I don't want to kill myself. I think it's important to be active, but it's definitely. I'm realizing the gravity of my decision to say Lone Peak, but I guess any peak, right? You're gonna have to go uphill. It's just the nature of it.
Yeah, I mean it's a
15.6 mile hike.
Yeah,
which you can do over 2 days, but
with a 5,500 feet of elevation gain.
Yeah, just in my 5 miles, I did 2,800 feet of elevation gain. So that's my record so far. But and the only reason I turned back that day is because it was going to get dark in half an hour. So I kind of hedged my bet thinking that, if it takes me an hour and a half to get up, it'll take me 30 minutes to get down, and it did.
You take anything with you, like a headlamp or anything, just in case? Or
I haven't yet, but I'm realizing I need to, just in case. I have a first aid kit just in case,
Sure.
and then I was thinking maybe I should get like, I don't know, mace or something, because you never know with like an animal. Like I've heard of mountain lions or bobcats and things.
Yeah.
Like the first hike I did, I was walking down by myself, so I'm not making a lot of noise, which if you do that in like Yellowstone, you're basically being asked to be eaten by a bear, And they always tell you in Yellowstone, remember all those hikes, the signs for the hike said you do not hike alone, hike with another person, and then they would tell you to attach like a bell or something to your pack.
Yeah. Just make sure you can outrun the other person.
Yep.
Yeah. Carry a little 22.
Yeah. We had 22, hopefully scared enough, but that ain't stopping a bear.
No. All you gotta do is shoot the other person.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the foot.
true. This might hurt a little bit, but see ya. But I was walking down the trail and I heard rustling, and like there's a bunch of mice out there, field mice and squirrels, and heard something big in the bushes. And I looked over, and like 5 feet away was a doe. And I'm like, oh shit. Hey,
Yeah.
see you later. But it's crazy how quiet the animals can be in the wilderness.
I've had that before doing a little bit of trail running, and you step on a little twig or a branch and make a quick little noise, and a few deer will pop up out of
you're like, where?
out of the
What?
brush.
It's kind of scary at first because you don't know what it is, and then you're like, oh, and they blend in so well.
Yeah.
You did trail running?
A little bit.
Just a little
Extremely
bit.
minor.
Oh, okay.
Just,
like, dang, Marty.
3 to 5 miles. I mean, nothing extreme.
Yeah. There was a lot of trail runners up there. I think there's a lot of loops you can take, but the same guy passed me like 4 times on my hike, and I was like, I wonder if as he passes me again, he's like, wonder how far he's going to be next time I come in.
It's like on one of the Avengers movie, on your left.
Yeah.
Captain America kept running past
Yep.
the Falcon. On your left. On your left. It's like, you must have run 26 a marathon or whatever.
Yeah. I do like that it's this time of year, especially in the springtime, because it's so green up there. Everything's really beautiful.
Yeah.
But we were talking on the break about camping. Where's your favorite place to camp?
New Zealand.
Okay.
Inside of Utah, though, I don't know. I have to say, after a couple of trips to Fish Lake,
That's
it's
what I
a
was saying,
pretty
Fish Lake.
sweet spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice.
That is a nice area up there. I want to look it up again.
You want to make sure you're not camped on a ridge, and it's not windy.
Yeah.
Which we've had those experiences.
Yeah. That's the thing. Sometimes up at Strawberry, it's getting so popular that there's usually one site that's open, and it's at like the ridge, like right above the ridge of a mountain. And if you have to camp there, you just know it's nonstop wind.
Yeah.
Fish Lake.
Yeah, it's spot up at Strawberry that we usually try to get. It's a great spot. Fish Lake's amazing.
I really liked going down to Fish Lake. Yeah, that was cool.
We'll have to do that definitely this year.
Yeah, we will. Preferably not when there's snow on the road, so we don't make Kurt shit his pants.
And it's pretty close from here in Salt Lake. I mean, it's what, 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
your
not bad.
birthday camping trip. We'll go to Fish Lake this year.
I'd be down to do that. The only problem with my birthday is it's in August, on August 7th, and there's usually some kind of hunting going on. But there's a lot more spots in Fish Lake than there will be up at Strawberry.
Yeah.
Like Strawberry is so oversaturated now, but I love it up there. That's
When
where
you
I
go
went
up to
with my
Strawberry, is it a dispersed camping area, or are they campgrounds?
It's dispersed.
Dispersed,
up there. Yeah. But there are sites that have been there ever since I was a kid. So I think like everybody that's been up there has had time to explore, and they paved Indian Creek up there, so it's extremely accessible now.
Yeah.
But
So it's dispersed, but there's spots that have been used for just kind of like how we saw at Fish Lake. Like, oh, people have camped here before, and there's already somewhat of a fire pit established and type of deal. So
now that they've paved it, you could probably get in there with your Toyota, right?
Yeah, there we go. Barely. I have to replace the tire a couple times.
Yeah.
Make sure your winch is working.
Oh, yeah, I forget. Kurt, would you ever buy a Jeep?
No.
Okay. So it's 2 versus 2 then. Just making sure I'm not completely
Jeeps against everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
No. Dude, I think that we
got Laura. She's a Jeep, so that's 3 against 2.
She's not here though, so she doesn't count today.
She's in spirit.
But she does have a Jeep. Yeah. It's always weird that you all bought the same color. You know what I mean? Like you and Laura, because sometimes you'll pull up.
No,
It's
Laura's dark.
pretty close.
Laura's much darker than mine.
I'll like look out and I'll be like, oh, what's large Jeep doing here? I'm like, oh, that's Tesla's. Duh. But they look so similar. You know what we should do this year too is we should do more of those off-roading things where we just go.
Yeah.
Because I've been tons of places down in St. George and the Tacoma, but I don't know of any really good trails up here except for that one that we did with the train tunnel.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was way cool.
So yeah, I want to go do that one. So.
Where was that?
It is out by, oh geez, let's see if I can find it.
There's some pretty good trails up American Fork Canyon, which is
that's true. Yeah.
And it happens to be just up the street from Strap Tank Brewing.
True. Go grab some food. Mm-hmm. Go drive up the mountain.
Or you go early, you go up and hit Strap Tank for lunch on your way out.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find, I think it's in Tintic Railroad Tunnel. That's what it's called. And it is out by
southeast of or southwest of Utah Lake.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's the closest city?
There you go.
Goshen.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
By Eureka. But it's kind of cool. This is a road that we went on. I found it just because my truck was like new, and I'm like, well, let's go take it off road. I haven't taken it on anything yet. There's a lot of places to go off road here, but you can drive your truck through the old train tunnel, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
When we went, it was extremely busy, and so sometimes you are stuck in a traffic jam, and you need to be careful because once you get in the tunnel, you can't turn around. So sometimes if somebody's coming from the other side.
Mm.
But I think right next to this is a place called Little Moab.
Yeah, that's right in there, Little Moab.
And that's also where Nutty Putty Cave now it's a memorial is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've looked at Little Moab and I'm like, I should take the truck out there. But I haven't really gotten the bug to like rock crawl yet. I don't. Have you ever done that in your Jeep? I guess you've been to Moab in your old Jeep.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of rock crawling in my new stuff. I mean, nothing major.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do.
It's
I love
fun.
it.
I haven't really done it. It looks enjoyable, but I just don't have the $10,000 to fix parts that break.
I know that's
the other thing too. I don't really want to do anything too crazy in my daily driver.
Yeah, and I have learned that as I've been down in St. George, with the way the Tacoma handles so well on dirt roads, I really just love trail running. That's pretty cool to be able to go 40 on a dirt road and feel comfortable. With the upgraded suspension and stuff is nice. But yeah, we should go down and do this one again. Would you be down?
The train tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. If any of you guys listening know where any cool off-roading trails are, let us know. We'll go check them out. We'll do a trail review.
Yeah, hit us up on our Instagram or send us an email.
Unless you're like these people who decide to camp in it. What the?
Yeah,
that's kind of a dick move.
Well, at least it looks like you'd still drive by them, though.
That would be the worst camping spot ever because just all day long people just driving through.
All the exhaust fumes are just locked in that tunnel, and you're just out there in your camp chairs.
Well, they got a campfire going in there.
Yeah. You get dust in your hot dog.
Yeah, this is the first off-road trail that Lara took her Jeep off-road.
Oh, really?
And she loved it.
Yeah.
She's like, I just don't want any steep drop-offs, but to get up to this tunnel, they basically built like a berm that you're basically wide enough for your vehicle and drop-offs on both sides.
Oh, gee.
But she did it.
Yeah.
It was cool. That's the thing about, of course the Tacoma made it. I mean.
Of course. No doubt.
But that is the cool thing about living in Utah is we have all these different activities you can do. Because I didn't really even get into off-roading on trails until I got this truck, and then I started looking at it.
Shit, I mean, there's a fucking Honda Civic.
There is a Honda Civic in there. Or is that a Subaru?
It's an Accord.
What's the back of that? Is it a Porsche?
I don't know what that is, but
it looks like a Subaru.
That's a Sub.
That's a Porsche in the back. the close one. It's a Cayenne.
Oh yeah, it is. Is it? Yeah, it is. I can't read it really. Yeah, it's not crazy. It's not crazy technical. The only thing is they tried to block it off, or a lot of dirt has collapsed from the front.
Oh no, that's a BMW.
No,
it's a Porsche Cayenne.
Well, no, the one in front. I think that's a BMW.
No way.
Oh, it is. It looks like the BMW logo.
It kind of does.
That looks like a roundel on the back.
It does look like a BMW.
Well.
Yeah, so the beginning when you come in, you might have to have a little extra clearance because some dirt has fallen in front of it, and then with the truck driving over it, you have a berm there.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't anything crazy. I think the worst part is just the drive out there, because it's just nothing. It's all flat after you get past Utah Lake.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely.
It looks, yeah. That guy looks like every guy I've known that wears the goggles and a helmet. I don't know why. He just looks so standard, you know? Yeah. We're watching some videos of people driving down it. Oh, look, locked up the front.
That is kind of steep. Especially for that Porsche. Wow.
This guy with his Porsche, he's just so stoked about it.
He's just...
Could you imagine being so stoked about your Porsche going off-road that you had to post it all to Google?
Yeah.
He's got the cinematic camera angles of the tire.
There are some pretty cool-looking Porsche off-road vehicles.
There are.
The guys that have modified them. And
you know those giant, the Sherpa vehicles or whatever they're called? The ones with the huge wheels that are amphibious. And
like the Unimog?
Yeah, there was one at the liquor store at Highland Drive yesterday.
Oh,
There's a ton of people out there talking to the old guy that owned it. Like when he came out of the liquor store. I guess he drove it there to go get his... I'll just drive this. You know,
the one by the old Cottonwood Mall? That liquor store?
No, up on Highland Drive and 90th.
Oh, 90th.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that one. I've heard that one's pretty amazing.
It's brand new. They actually get you in and out there pretty quick, even if there's a line.
Yeah, I've heard they got nice refrigerated cases and.
Yeah, it was busy yesterday. I'll tell you that. Everybody knows the holidays coming up.
So with them being closed on the Memorial Day. So.
Yeah. But do you have anything else, Ches?
So let's plan a little off-road excursion day.
I need to find a good map. I mean, they have all these apps now for because you have OnX Off-Road.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you have All Trails for hiking.
And All Trails just does a little bit of off-road stuff, Jeep trails.
But it's so hard on OnX Off-Road to figure out, because a lot of times off-road trails are broken up into different names. You know? So the first long trail might have 4 or 5 sub-trails that are in it. So it's hard for me to figure out what would actually be good to drive. And then there's the one time that we were down in St. George and we started going up that actual off-road trail that was up that riverbed. And then we started hitting these parts with big-ass rocks and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if we want to get into this today.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I think it was a fairly popular one. I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, we should find some things that are close. American Fork Canyon, I think would be a great idea to look at.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Because it's not far.
Yeah, I used to do Camp American Fork Canyon all the time when I was a lot younger.
Mm-hmm. We used to go up to Tibble Fork Reservoir and do some paddleboarding stuff. Or you don't swim in that lake.
Yeah.
You can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Even in the middle of August, it's still 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Well, when I was up there last fall with a friend, and Ches or Adam or both of them had told me about a trail that they used to take when they were younger, where you go up by Tibble Fork and then just kind of dogleg off to the left, and it goes up to another trail. But I got up there and the gate was locked.
Oh, geez.
I was mentioning it to Adam afterwards, and he goes, I wish I would have known. He goes, your Jeep key will actually unlock any gate that's in the forest.
That's funny. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, they had shut the road down last year because of landslide or something.
Yeah. Man, we had so much moisture. Was that last year or the year before?
That was last year. We had a lot this year too, so we'll see.
I was talking with a friend of mine who's been on the show in the past, but his family has a cabin up at Bear Lake, and just yesterday I was like, when are we going to the cabin, man? We went last year, it was super fun. And he was like, well, the cabin right now is pretty much flooded because Bear Lake is at its highest water level that it's ever been since the 1980s.
Really? Wow.
Which is, I'll read the article. I sent it to him because I was like, you weren't kidding. But I thought that we didn't have that much snow this year, but maybe residual from last year's flow and then the melt this year, everybody's opening their dams up from upstream or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But...
I saw that. It's one of the
high water levels at Bear Lake mean less beach space this summer was the title of the article.
Yeah, I saw that one. I didn't read the article, but...
Water officials said by the time the water peaks, Bear Lake will have some of the highest levels since the 1980s, which is about 2 feet short from being full.
Mm.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of snow to come down.
Yeah, there's still
more water coming.
And their cabin is it's not right on the lake. There's a little stream in between it and then some other houses. But I think just where that sits, it's been there for so long that it's just gets basically the backyard all flooded out. Mm-hmm. So it's all muddy. Yeah. It's you don't really want to go up there and just be in the mud.
Right.
No.
I wish I had a cabin though.
Yeah.
I would like to have a cabin. I've been looking at property still around Utah, which there isn't much,
No.
There are, but you're going to be paying as much as I paid for my house just to get a cabin. You know? I don't want to do that. I was looking for I don't know, what were you saying, Kurt? 10 acres? Or what did you want?
To live on?
Yeah, if you had, just say you were going to buy property to go up camping on.
I think 10 to 20 would be suitable.
Yeah. I was looking on northern Utah, kind of just into Idaho, and there were some places, but it is crazy how much land goes for, man.
Oh yeah.
There's this one place in this new community. I thought it just looks like trees on the map, and then you click on it, and they wanted $1.5 million for this lot. It's like a gated cabin community. I'm like, no, I don't need that.
A gated community cabin? That doesn't even sound good.
I know. It's just
just grab a Holiday Inn somewhere.
Yeah.
But just I miss the days of tent camping. I don't like doing it so much anymore because as you get old, you want things like a cot, or a trailer or a shitter.
Yeah. Well, you can Airbnb some property maybe. I mean, that's not as good as having your own spot, but
that's true.
But you get a different variety. One year you can go north, one year you go south.
Yeah, that's true. You try that. Is there Airbnb for cabins?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it just Airbnb, or is there a separate website?
No, it might be VRBO and
regular website.
Maybe we should try that.
Yeah.
Go sit in a camp. I don't know how much they want for them though. That's the thing.
I got a trailer. I'd rather go out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, to go camping is mainly to get away from people, which is why it's getting so sad in Utah that it's so populated. That's why I think Fish Lake should be the new area because there's just so much space out there.
Maybe we ought to stop talking about that. Don't go to Fish Lake. Fish Lake sucks.
Well, even if you do, there's we went off-roading for 2 hours, dude.
Yeah.
When we went past where you camped there on your trip, and when there was still plenty of road to go, we just wanted to go back at that point.
But we better go back and check on Kurt.
Yeah. Want to go with? No, I'm taking a nap. All right, see you.
All right.
But hey, everybody camps different, dude. You need your sleep.
But yeah, I mean, we can go out and find a good time anywhere we want to go. So
yeah, I've never been a fan of desert camping though.
I'm not either, really.
You go out to just the West Desert or whatever. And
give me some trees so I can have some shade
and some trees and a little stream or place to build a campfire.
Exactly. Have the down and dead woods. You can build your campfire and call it good.
Yeah.
They do have a bunch of cabins on here.
Yeah. And they probably have areas that are just property. You could probably rent out somebody's 10 or 15 acres if you really wanted to.
Yeah, true. Yeah. That's true. I would really like to have property, but I don't know. Because I like Montana, but I just don't like the winter.
Yeah.
I don't like the winter enough to commit to Montana. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then it's you're buying this property to use for 3 months.
Exactly.
I would have to just spend the 3 months up there. And come back when it gets too cold again.
Get your Starlink and work from home.
Yeah, true. Starlink's too expensive. We've talked about that.
I'm sure the price will be coming down.
Now that what? Didn't they just get in a fight with NASA or something? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But one of their rocket engines exploded during a test.
Nice.
That's always cool. Like to see the carnage. Anything else? I think I'm good. Unless you want to share a crazy camping story with us, Marty.
Not too many crazy camping stories. We got one at Fish Lake, actually. When we went there a couple of years ago, it was so windy up on that ridge I was talking about that we thought that the windows were going to blow out of my son and daughter-in-law's tent trailer.
Jeez.
Because it would just pull everything in and then it would just just zap. It sounded like everything should have come unstitched. But by the third day, we'd had enough, and a couple of our tents and stuff had just folded up into little throwaway pieces. And so we moved off of the ridge, and it was much, much better. But
and actually, one of the tensioning bars for the top actually got bent from the wind.
Yeah,
the trailer,
we had an easy up, just a 10 by 10 that my son had put around his little camp cooking area.
Yeah.
And it just folded up. So he and I were taking tree branches and duct taping them around where the folds should have gone. So we had it up for an additional day, and then it just said, screw it. It's not worth it. We can't keep this going.
You know what? You just reminded me that's a thing that I love about camping too, is that you have to kind of do that stuff sometimes. You don't expect the wind.
Stuff or MacGyver it.
Kurt made a grill out of sticks last time we were at camp. But yeah, you sometimes when you're out there, it's like, do you really want to go all the way back into town for something, or like, no, we're out here. Let's just figure it out.
Yeah,
and you kind of learn some skills that you wouldn't learn otherwise unless you had to.
Yeah.
Sometimes better. It's not so bad. Sometimes it is bad, but
yeah, it does make it interesting.
Yeah,
for sure.
The wind though, that's the one thing. I can handle the rain because you can always get out of the rain, but the wind, it just makes everything
it was
miserable.
relentless.
Yeah. Then you don't really want to light a fire when it's that windy because you're worried that you're going to blow some ember into the trees or something. And you definitely don't want to leave your fire without knowing it's completely out if it's windy. That was I've been on so many camping trips where people are just like, I'm going to bed, and it's windy out. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take care of the fire then.
Yeah, I guess I'll bury this.
Yeah, pee on it.
Yeah.
Every guy has to do that at least once, and then you realize it's a really bad idea.
It smells horrid.
Yeah. I don't know what we would expect, but I think you don't become a true man until you've peed in a campfire.
Yep.
That's funny. Well, hopefully we'll have some good trips, and I know that we're working on guests in the background.
Yes. Slowly.
It's hard to stay on top of people because we don't feel like we're badgering them to come on the show, but everybody's busy too. The season's changing. People are going outside, so just have some guests coming up, and then of course we'll always share our stories with you. And an announcement, if you made it this far in the show, we're on YouTube. I got that up and working because the podcast, the Google Podcast app has been retired. That happened about a month ago. And so you can find us on YouTube. And finally, all of those fans that don't really listen to our show that told us they've seen it on YouTube can finally see it on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, they can see the thumbnail and hear the audio.
Yeah, that's always my favorite. Oh, you do podcasts? Yeah, the Weekly InSalt. Oh, yeah, I've seen that on YouTube. Okay, so you haven't listened to it at all. But that's funny. Well, Marty, thanks again for coming on short notice.
Yeah.
This has been another episode of the Weekly InSalt. Oh. I gotta go camp. Maybe I should find time to come down for that camp out for a little bit before I leave. When you go down to Tahoe, or wherever you're going, over to Tahoe.
And that's like a 10-hour drive.
I know, but I think I could maybe do part of it that would make it worth it.